Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Leanna and today I do have a few things I want to talk about. One is an eBay return that I want to specifically go through the differences of returns on eBay and returns on Poshmark because it was for a piece of clothing. And then, and more importantly in some ways, I want to talk about the new Posh Sidekick feature of categories and how I'm using them and how much I'm absolutely loving this new feature. And lastly, I'm going to do a mini rant because there is something that is just bugging me and it's just something I just need to get out of my system. So there's going to be a mini rant at the end of this video. All right, to start with, an eBay return. So if you remember this little Anthropologie blouse that I sold, I was excited because it was a piece of clothing. It sold for pretty good money. I was really happy. The customer got it. I think they got it on the 19th and they opened a return, I think the same day or the next day, just saying that they changed their mind, that they thought it was a different color or they wanted a different color. They didn't mean to order it, whatever the reason was, and they want to return it. Now, the way that we have our business policies set up, we have buyer pays return shipping. So we accept most returns like automatically, as long as the buyer will pay the shipping back. So that's fine. eBay took care of it. The return is absolutely approved and they can do that. Now we're just waiting for the buyer to ship it back. And I'm really not worried that they're not going to or there's a scam going on. I'm not worried about that at all. What I wanted to point out is on eBay, this buyer was great. They opened the return like a day later at the most. But buyers have 30 days to open a return on a piece of clothing, which I think is ridiculous. And they also have 30 days to ship it back. So they have a total of 60 days to return something. And when you're talking about clothing, they get a lot of wear in 2 months out of a piece of clothing before they actually return it, which can cause damage and wear, and it means you're getting your item back and it's not in the condition you sent it. I really don't agree with eBay's policy about the 60 days, the 30 days, and the 30 days. I think that's ridiculous for clothing especially. If this return happened on Poshmark, number one, they can't return because they changed their mind. Unless the seller decides, yeah, you know what, I'm going to accept that return, which I would not do in this situation. So they cannot return for that reason. It's in the terms of service. That's just not the right reason. In this situation, I would say to them, you know what, according to terms of service, you can't return for that reason. But you know what, go ahead and use my photos and reposh it so you can sell it again and make your money. I would have no problem doing that. But also on Poshmark, they have 3 days from the time they get it. 3 days in order to accept it or open a case. 3 days, not 30. They also, if the case is approved, only get 7 days to ship it back out. If they don't ship it back out in 7 days, Poshmark will release the funds to the seller. That's 10 days as opposed to 60 days. I think Poshmark's policy is much more reasonable, much more reasonable. And I hope that one day eBay changes their policies back, because I think Paul was telling me before the pandemic, it used to be, I want to say 15 days, but don't quote me. I'm not 100% sure, but it used to be a lot less. Having a piece of clothing in your possession for 60 days is outrageous. I totally 100% disagree with that. But that's one part. The other part, we don't have free returns. We refuse to do that. Buyer pays back the return if they just change their mind. If it's an INAD, that's different. INAD being an item not as described. But as for this I changed my mind reason, they would have to pay for shipping back. And once we receive the item back, we only have to refund the actual cost of the item. So the original shipping that the buyer paid, we wouldn't have to repay that. So in this instance, they paid $32.99 for the shirt plus $7 shipping originally. So now they're going to be paying to ship it back, which is probably going to cost them more than $7. And they're going to lose the original $7 to begin with. a lot of buyers will think it's not worth it to bother. They might as well just keep it themselves or do whatever, because that, that is another cost for something they're not even going to keep. So sometimes buyers just don't ship it back. I'm not worried about that. I think the buyer's fine. I'm not getting a vibe or anything like that from them. I'm still waiting. It is now Tuesday and they haven't shipped it back, but it's only Tuesday. So I'm not worried or concerned about it yet. They may be finding that, yeah, you know what? I don't want to pay another $7 to have it shipped back and not get any money back in that sense. So we'll see what happens. I'll keep you posted. I was a little, upset, not upset, that's not the right word. I was disappointed that they did open a return because it was one of the first pieces of clothing in a long time that I've sold on eBay, and I was really, really happy about it. So happy I shared it with you. So you know what? It happens. These things happen, not to worry. I really do appreciate Poshmark's return policy much more than eBay's, even though there are still some, there's some problems with Poshmark for sure, but I am giving them kudos right now. So take it as it is. All right, moving on. Posh Sidekick. If you are a Poshmark user and you use automation, I do highly recommend Posh Sidekick. They are, first of all, one of the least expensive ones. Is $29.99 a month USD for your one closet, and it's amazing. They share, they send out offers. You can do silent auctions with them now. You can relist with them. They have lots of tools like a background remover. They also have a promoted closet feature that you can pay extra for. I haven't done that one yet. I'm thinking about doing it just to see what it's like, but they have just come out with a new feature that is included with the original cost, and it's called My Categories. So you can take items from your closet and you can go into the app and into the Posh Sidekick app, and you can put them into categories. This is fantastic because, number one, you can set up categories that reflect your auctions. So for instance, if I want to do a summer sale, all of my summer items are in one category. So I go into my auctions. I want to load up my auction with my stuff. I can go to the category that I've made up with all my summer stuff in it, and it's already all there. Just click it and it's loaded. And that's so much easier than having to go through your entire closet and click on individual listings. So that saves you time. Also, in sort of the same vein with categories, you can have your sharing setting set to just share that category. So how is this good? Why would that be so wonderful? Why would I only want to share my summer items? I would do this when, say, I have a silent show scheduled for 8 o'clock at night. I would go into my sharing settings and I would share that category and that category only for about an hour before my show to get those items out there and out there and out there, maybe gain some likes, because when they like it, they will see that it's going to be going on auction. So it's a way to promote your silent shows, your auctions. So I thought that was a really cool idea. But one of the better things, I don't know, one of the best things that I'm absolutely loving about this category thing is that you can set up individual offers to likers. So right now, my original sort of offers to likers right off the bat, it's set at about 15%, give or take, depending. My summer items, because it's out of season or it's at the end of the season, offers to likers are now set at 35%. So you can go through, you can do your ladies, your men's, your summers, your dresses, your kids, your house goods, whatever it is you want. You can make up a category of last chance items and put them at 50% off offers for your offers to likers. This is amazing. I feel so much more organized doing this. And it's, yes, you take the work, you have to do it, you have to do the initial work. But after a while, you know what, it's done. And I know that my summer items, when they get liked, are getting 35% offers right now, which is fantastic. Give me another month and I might put that down a little bit more or up percentage from 35 to maybe 45 kind of thing. and see if I can purge some of my summer items then as well. So I'm loving this new feature. I do have notes, and I want to make sure that I did put everything down that I wanted to tell you about. Okay, so you can send different offers. You can share different categories, which is really a good way to promote your silent shows. Or if, you know what, if it's the end of season and you just want to get rid of your summer stuff. You can organize your listings, which is really cool for a lot of different reasons, for silent shows, for offers, for whatever, like we talked about. So I add a ton. So I'm reading my notes. It adds a ton of organization to my business, and it saves time because eventually you don't have to sort of go through your closet and click on each individual listing. You can just let it go, which is really good. It does not affect your Posh search whatsoever because it's done on Posh Sidekick, not on Poshmark. So it's good that way. Posh Sidekick did have a Facebook Live last night. It didn't quite work out for them, so it's unfortunate. But if you are a subscriber to their YouTube channel, if you belong to the Facebook page, there are videos on how to use this new feature. So go on to Facebook, go to, I think it's Sidekick by Posh Pro Tools is the name of the Facebook page, or join their YouTube channel. All the information is there. It is really a really cool thing to use. If you are not on automation yet and you're thinking about it, I do have an affiliate link for Posh Sidekick. It's down below. The code is my name, which is Leanna. You can use that. You can get a free trial, and then you can get your monthly subscription. I love this company. They are very innovative. They're changing things up. They're adding new features all the time. And I absolutely love that. Okay. So that was really cool. My last and final thing I want to talk about is a mini rant. And it is because it keeps coming up. Oh, this person bought this in a show, but they want me to cancel. Should I do it? Oh, this buyer bought this, or this buyer sent me an offer and I accepted, but then they asked me to cancel. Should I cancel? If you have not packaged and or shipped the item, cancel the freaking order. Like, I don't understand why. I don't understand why you're just going to send it anyway. I don't understand why you would take the time and trouble to package an item and send it to somebody that doesn't want it. Yes, I understand, especially on Posh live shows, how it is frustrating for the sellers to get offers or bids and have people buy things and not realize that they bought it or did it by mistake, because it's happening because Posh has to revamp the way that they do live shows. I think the auction button is in the wrong spot. And you know what? That's not the buyer's fault necessarily. It's not the seller's fault either. That is Poshmark. And I think if you keep canceling orders because the buyer has, not done it on purpose, they bought by accident, whatever, and you keep putting that note into the reason why you're canceling, Poshmark's going to get a message. I think every time you get a cancellation request, I would cancel it, and I would say at buyer request because of whatever reason. I would also be emailing Posh support and telling them that the cancellations are getting out of hand and it's not fair to sellers or to buyers as well. That is my rant. I don't understand why you're not canceling an order when the buyer has asked you to do so. Why are you taking your item, first of all, out of your circulation so it can't sell, and giving it to somebody who doesn't want to spend the money, who's angry that they got caught in this whatever, and I'm giving them the benefit of the doubt here. Why would you send your item to them that maybe, they might damage it in order to get the return so that they get their money back? It makes no sense whatsoever to me. That is my rant. Let me know down below in the comments what you think of that. What would you do? And I know we've talked about it before, but it's something that really irritates me. I don't get it. I just don't get it. If you want to cancel the order and block that buyer, that's up to you. Whatever. But cancel the order. All right. That is it. I'm going to be back on Friday. We're going to talk about Q4 and what I'm doing to get ready for it. I have a couple of little tips and tricks that I'm going to be using. I'm also going to schedule it as a premiere video, which means that I will be in a chat with you. So I will be up here when it goes live. Well, it's not live necessarily. The chat goes live. The video goes on. And I'm going to be in the chat room. I'm going to schedule it for 6:15 my time, which is, I think, what is it? Am I Eastern or Central? I don't know. I don't know where I am. I know where I am, but I don't know what my, I think I want to say it's EST. Okay, but anyway, 6:15 p.m. Tell me, again, down below in the comments, is this a time that works for you, or do you want me to do it a little bit later? I will do it as late as 7 p.m. and then that's it. So let me know what time works for you guys best on Friday, this Friday coming up, and I will do my best to schedule it appropriately, okay? So that is it for today. I hope everybody's having, see? I hope everyone is having a great week. I have actually a busy week this week, and it's all kerfuffled because Monday I went to the cross-border shipper, and it's thrown me off because usually I go Thursday, but we had to switch this week. I have a doctor's appointment tomorrow. I've got things to plan. We are going away on the weekend, so it's a busy week this week, but that's okay. I am going to get listing. That was the fourth thing I was going to talk to you about. I have a small listing challenge for myself. It is August 22nd. By the end of this month, I want to have listed 60 new items. That's my listing challenge. That's it. Okay, I'll see everybody on Friday. Bye.